Hey everybody, I'm Doug, that's Connor, and this is the Bethel School District Presents podcast. We are on location this week at Challenger Middle and High School with school academic counselor Allison Vonstein and two seniors here. Allison, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Connor and Doug.
To get us started, we have a bit of a fun question, and it's a little out there because it is February. As we all know, we're closer to Groundhog Day than we are spring break. But Allison, what would your dream spring break trip be? I can't help starting to think about the spring.
Yeah, me too, Doug. My spring break dream trip would probably be somewhere sunny, just getting out of the Washington gray weather and looking towards summer. I would love to go to Hawaii or Mexico, Bahamas. All those sound wonderful to me.
Those are all fantastic picks. Though now that I said Groundhog Day, I'm thinking Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania might be my destination. Connor, I'll kick it over to you, and then you can introduce our students.
Well, thank you there, Doug. I'm going to take my cue from Allison. I'm going to pick somewhere sunny as well. I'm going to say somewhere in the Caribbean. Let's say St. Bart's. I don't know much about it, but it sounds fantastic. Sounds sunny and warm, which is not here. So that's going to be my choice. Wyatt, you're a senior here. You've been in the doom and gloom of winter for a couple months here. You're going to pick somewhere sunny for your spring break if everything was open to you?
If everything was open to me, I would pick somewhere with family.
Oh, fantastic.
So for me, it would be at my grandparents in Georgia because I haven't seen them in a while, yeah.
That's lovely. Love the grandparent trip. And Angelina, what about you? Where would you go on your dream spring break trip?
Hershey Park, Pennsylvania.
Very specific.
Pennsylvania.
I'm sure Hershey Park is a wonderful place to visit on spring break, but why?
Well, it's Hershey chocolate. It's a music park, water park, and a zoo. It's like everything in one.
Wow. I did not know that, and maybe I'm changing mine now.
Well, having grown up in Pennsylvania and having been to Hershey Park a couple of times, it's a wise choice, Angelina. And I will say when you get there, the entire town smells like chocolate. It's fantastic.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, we've all got some amazing hypothetical spring break plans. But back to reality. Allison, thank you again for joining us. Can you tell us how long you've been here at Challenger and just give us a little idea of what your role is at the school?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been at Challenger for about 15 or 16 years, but honestly, I've lost count and I need to probably fact check that. But my role here as academic counselor is to help support students with graduation and credit retrieval, scheduling, schedule changes, access to the Pierce County Skills Center and Running Start programs. We also have college in the high school this year through Central Washington University. So just helping students to navigate their high school and beyond plan and set them up for success.
I love having all those options. Now, some of those are available at our other high schools. What is it that makes Challenger different from the other middle and high schools in our district? Tell us about this alternative learning environment, I think it's called.
Yeah, at Challenger, what makes us alternative is a smaller school setting. We can have more personalized and individual plans with students who might get lost in the shuffle at a comprehensive high school. What also makes us unique is just our smaller class sizes, which again goes back to the personalized educational experience. And so those are the two main things that make Challenger alternative. We do have the same state graduation requirements as the other comprehensive high schools, and we do follow the same curriculum, but just the smaller school setting and the half-day program for our high school. Our middle school has a reduced schedule that's 1 hour short of a typical middle school program.
And we do have two students here, so let's get some student perspective on this. So what brought you to Challenger to begin with, and how has your experience here differed from a traditional school?
Well, I came here to Challenger because I heard from different people in the district that this would be a good place for me because it's much smaller, more focused classes. It's more of a tight-knit family than a very broad, I don't know who those people are.
Mm-hmm. And Angelina, what do you think? What's your journey been like to get here, and how would you compare your time here at Challenger with a more traditional high school learning?
Well, I came to Challenger because my older brother actually went here, and I previously went to another high school, and my mom was like, well, your brother went to Challenger. You definitely have to go to Challenger. Like, why wouldn't you want to go to Challenger? So I came here, and I love it. I feel like kind of what Wyatt said, it's more personalized, and not that I don't know anyone here, I basically know everyone, not if we're like all friends, but I can at least like look at someone and like I can say what their name is. But I like the smaller classroom sizes, and it's just easier to get work done even though like the class days are shorter. It just seems like the classes are longer and I can actually like learn at the school.
Very cool.
For sure. I love that alumni perspective. Like, we're a Challenger family. Our kids go to Challenger. I think that's super cool.
So both of our students have mentioned the benefit of having smaller class sizes here. So I'll ask you both, what opportunities have you had to explore subjects or projects that interest you? We'll start with you, Wyatt.
Many of the teachers are more willing to push you in one direction. Let's say you want to research one thing. They will say, go for it, and they will point you in the direction and let you go.
Yeah, so a little more hands-on in terms of they're going to let you explore what you want to do. Same question for you, Angelina. What opportunities have you had to explore different subjects or projects that you find personally interesting?
I think opportunity-wise, I like the variety of classes. I mean, I know a lot of high schools have variety, but I feel like here, like when I first came here, I took computer programming. At another high school, I'd actually have to sign up for that, which I never would have because I don't like computers. But I actually like taking the class. I just think the classes here are more broad, like a variety, like the different sciences, earth, environmental, and then all the history classes being continental, world issues, and stuff like that. I just like the variety we have here.
That's awesome.
Allison, I'm going to shift questions back to you. But first, as an academic counselor, it's one of the positions, counselors and social workers in our district, that is supported by our local levies. So thank you, voters, for our local levies. And thank you, voters, for this new Challenger building that we're sitting in. Separate, levies are for learning, bonds are for building. It was just a few years ago that the new Challenger building was completed thanks to our 2019 school construction bond. How has this new facility impacted student achievement and staff morale?
Well, we used to be in portables, and so the weather was a challenge. We would be drowned rats getting from classroom to classroom. And so I think the students appreciate a full roof over our heads. But it also, I think, helps with our community building because we're all under the same roof now and all in the same building. We actually have a gym space, which before we were, making PE work out of portables, but now we have a auxiliary gym type of space where students can play basketball, volleyball, pickleball, badminton, and we are now able to offer a team sports class because of that space.
That's awesome. Pickleball is a big deal, I've heard.
It is.
Boo. So, Allison, we've touched on a lot of the great things that Challenger has to offer for students. Is there a specific type of student who you feel like would especially benefit from a Challenger education, or is it kind of anybody?
Some students may not see Challenger as a place they would fit into because we don't have the typical rah-rah assemblies and the big school feel. However, we do a lot of fun activities with students during school time and outside of school time. We have holiday fun nights. We do have prom. So there's a lot of extracurricular opportunities at Challenger. We have ASB, yearbook, and leadership. I think many students could benefit from Challenger just because of the personalized experience, and the smaller school setting really helps students find success when they're feeling overwhelmed and lost at a larger high school.
I love that, and you've mentioned community a couple of times. Let's kick it over to our students here. Wyatt, what's a memorable experience or moment that you've had here at Challenger that's really made the community come alive for you?
There are so many memorable experiences that I've had while being here in Challenger, whether it's students, staff, teachers. Nobody's afraid to be themselves and show who they are. So you get those more personal, real experiences.
That's awesome. I love that Challenger provides an environment for that because, even as adults, it's hard to be your true self everywhere, and that you as teenagers are able to do that here at Challenger is fantastic. Angelina, how about you? An experience or moment that really brought this community together for you?
I would just say, especially last year, because last year was my first year as a junior, I made a lot of friends, and I had those friends in like every single one of my classes, so it made the time go by faster. And I would just say being able to actually communicate and bond with other students at the school.
So we are in our third year of Challenger also being a middle school, which is really exciting news. For you as an academic counselor, what's it like working with that large of an age range?
There is a difference in energy level, that's for sure. But it is great to have the wide age range for the students who do want to continue their educational experience at Challenger. Some have started in 7th grade and they were in 8th grade last year and now they're in 9th grade. So we're really getting to know those students and help them along their educational path.
Fantastic. And at the middle school and the high school level, Challenger has an amazing staff here, a lot of great teachers. I want to lean over to you, Wyatt and Angelina. Who are some of the staff that have really impacted your time here at Challenger?
I would have to say the teachers most of all. They're very varied in their upbringing and how they express themselves. You could go from Mr. Myatt, our history teacher, who was very musically gifted and very history focused, to someone like Mr. Foster, who was our culinary teacher, who will just tell stories and stories about his experiences, all while still teaching and learning what we need to.
Absolutely. There's a lot to learn from the experience of teachers. Angelina, anybody stand out for you?
I would say the teachers as well. I mean, I create a bond with I would say at least 3 of my teachers, being Martin, my advisory teacher, and Myatt and Parks. I say they're just the coolest teachers because Parks and Myatt are especially more laid back. And then, of course, I'd say Allison. I probably see her every other 2 weeks. She's probably tired of me at this point.
No, never.
But I see her all the time, whether it's just all of our appointments with Allison are around 30 minutes. I probably go in there, ask her one question, and it ends up being 2 minutes long. But I don't know. Allison is just one of those people who is always able to help you no matter what.
That's very sweet of you.
Shout out to Allison Von Stein. So how has Challenger shaped your future goals or career aspirations, and what are your plans after you graduate?
Challenger has helped open my eyes to new career opportunities, and initially I was focused on I want to go into the military. But being here with these teachers and seeing how open they're able to be with their students, my aspirations have shifted and changed, and now I am focusing on going to school to become a teacher.
Oh, that's awesome. And Angelina, what about you? Same question. Plans after graduation, and kind of how has your time here shaped those plans?
I would say being at Challenger, I've changed my after-school plans probably 15 times. I've changed the job I wanted to do. At first I wanted to be an architect, and then I wanted to be a mortician. Now I want to be an anthropologist. I would just say after high school, I'd probably just go to college, maybe Central, because it's still in Washington, and pursuing anthropology.
That's awesome. Go Wildcats. Allison, over to you. You know what you want to be when you grow up, obviously. However, how has your time here at Challenger contributed to your own personal and academic journey?
I've learned so much from the students and staff here that caring and compassion can go a long way, and you don't always know what someone's dealing with until you really get to know them. I just think that treating everybody with kindness and respect can change the person's life and can go a very long way. So beyond even the books and the papers, building relationships and getting to know people for who they are can really matter in someone's life.
Well said. Challenger High School's Allison Von Stein, academic counselor, and seniors Wyatt and Angelina, thank you all for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you again, Wyatt, Angelina, and especially Allison Von Stein from Challenger High School. We will be back next week with another brand new episode.